King Charles III was crowned in Westminster Abbey on the 6th of May 2023, watched by an estimated 100 million people worldwide. He was crowned with a crown made in 1661, but he wore another crown at a different part of the procession. He was taken there in a 260-year-old golden state coach. Can you imagine the value of all the jewels and the dresses that were being worn, and the value of everything in Westminster Abbey itself? Yet at one point in the coronation, the moderator of the Free Church of Scotland came up to the king and gave him a gift. And he said, "This is the most valuable thing that the world affords." What could you possibly give a king in that context, with all that value in the room? What could you possibly give him and say this is the most valuable thing in the whole world? What he gave him was a Bible. He gave him one of these. And he's absolutely right. That is the most valuable thing in the whole wide world. That's why the second part of our vision and values as a church family is not just to be worshipful, but to be biblical. Psalm 19 says that God's truths are more precious than gold. Better to have a Bible than to have this great big lump of gold. It says they're sweeter than honey from the honeycomb. Better to have a Bible than all this chocolate. Why? Well, the Bible tells us the answer. Psalm 19 verse 11. By them your servant is warned. In keeping them, there's great reward. The Bible warns you and I about our sin that separates us from God, of the coming judgment, and the awful truth of hell. There's wise and precious warnings in the Bible. And the Bible also tells us how to trust in Jesus, find forgiveness of our sins at the cross, and know his new life at work in our minds and hearts. That's why the Bible is so precious. And so we long to be biblical as a church family. Because the Bible's perfect, we don't add to it, adjust it, or take things out of it. We teach the whole Bible. In fact, the Church of England says that the Bible has full and final authority in all matters of faith and conduct. What a great statement. And we agree. If you like, the Bible is the referee. There is no VAR, wonderfully, no VAR. There's no higher authority. The Bible is God's perfect word. And so we love it, we read it, we learn it, we obey it, and we share it, because this is the most valuable thing in the whole wide world.